I'm David Edwards. This is my 5th year at VCU. I'm an assistant professor of statistics, and before that I was in graduate school. My background was initially math. I did my undergraduate degree at Virginia Tech in mathematics, and then I subsequently went to Knoxville, Tennessee, University of Tennessee, and did my graduate work in statistics there. And I graduated in 2008 and have been here at VCU ever since then. That program is now about, let's see, I'll probably get this wrong, but I think we're in its 4th year. And it is a joint PhD between the Department of Statistical Sciences and Operations Research and the Department of Mathematics and Applied Mathematics. And it gives the students of that program an opportunity to take classes in math biology, they take classes in optimization, they take classes in statistics, and once they've done that, they tend to move in one direction, whether it be more focused on math and biology, more focused on statistics or operations research. But it's intended to give this breadth of knowledge that's all-encompassing of understanding systems, how do we model them, things like that. And so it's a new program. We're certainly hoping to see our first graduates of that program, I think, within the next year. The idea really is that NASA's developing a new technology for, they call it flight interval management. And the thinking is that by 2020, 2030, air traffic controllers are going to have more to do than they can possibly handle. The density of the airspace will become even more so than what it is now. And the technology that they are working on developing and have made some great strides on it at NASA is somewhat of an automated system. Of course, the air traffic controllers are still very heavily involved, but it's automated in a way that commands get sent to the pilots and tell them you're going to need to slow down to this many knots, or you're going to need to speed up, or you want to follow this plane that's ahead of you by this much of a distance. And that's kind of the idea of the project. And they have a huge simulation going on right now, as well as human-in-the-loop experiments where they're taking real pilots, and putting them in simulators and experimenting with this new technology to see how well does it work. And so the work that I'm doing, which the grant is fully funding a PhD student here in systems modeling and analysis. And in reality, the name of that PhD, Systems Modeling and Analysis, is exactly what we're doing. They've got a lot of data, and they need to know, is what we are doing, proposing, does it work? How well does it work? And those are the types of questions that we're attempting to answer. I'm very applications driven. My background is really as an industrial statistician, and by that I don't mean that I work in industry, perhaps in cases do things for industry. I'm very interested in the design and analysis of industrial experiments. How can folks in industry, or it extends out to business and government as well, how do they better manage their processes, whatever they're making, whatever they're studying? How can we make improvements to quality? And a lot of that comes through designed experiments, changing things simultaneously and measuring some response. And so my research really focuses on ways to better design industrial experiments, ways that we can better analyze them and understand the results that we get. I think statistics is, as far as it goes for high school students, very new. I know when I was in high school, AP statistics, I think, it probably existed, but I grew up in a more rural area where it was not at my high school. And it wasn't until I went to college that I discovered statistics as a discipline. And what attracted me to it was the applied nature, how it seemed like you could just solve all sorts of real-world problems using statistics. Before that, I was very interested in pure mathematics, but when I saw the applications that statistics could solve, or the problems that statistics could solve, I became much more interested. VCU has an undergraduate degree in statistics that is, I'd say, more applications driven. The courses that students would take would allow them to see what type of problems are folks seeing out there, especially in industry. I teach a course in industrial statistics that teaches them things like process control and design of experiments. And if you're looking for a program that gives you some of the mathematical background as well as the applications of statistics, VCU is a good choice. I personally enjoy working with undergraduates and teaching that it's more than just number crunching, that what you're doing has implications for the real world, and so that's an all-encompassing discipline.